How's your life?
Depending. High school acceptance, not so much, but more like I forced it onto people. College was more of a nobody really cares type situation. And if they did care, they didn't have enough balls to tell you that they care. So, how I portrayed myself, how I wore makeup to school, and things like that wasn't really a problem, but there were people that weren't comfortable with it.
And how do you classify yourself? Like, if you ever classify yourself like with any label or
Bisexual and perhaps androgynous or gender fluid. It was an easy process, telling my mom at least. I didn't tell my father or my brother for at least a year after. And I didn't even tell them, my mother did.
It was the same with me. And I told my parents I was gay. And I told my mother, but she told my father.
Yeah. I was just like, why'd you tell him? I wanted to. Eventually, I might have never told him. It didn't matter. Well, I don't necessarily derive my feminine qualities from my sexuality. I would base it more on the fact that I was always raised by my mother. I would go to the nail salons with her. I would help her do her makeup and her hair and things like that. And growing up, I found myself more attached to females than males. So, basically,
it's a choice.
Pretty much. I just grew up in a feminine world. I grew up with having my closest relationships with other girls and them showing me how to play with dolls and painting my nails and things like that. So it was not more so based on who I prefer to sleep with at the end of the night, but more so who I spend my days with that affect me in the long term.
Who makes you feel comfortable?
I would probably have to say...
I think CC is an old expression, isn't it?
Definitely.
like pansy or...
Yeah.
I have old gay friends, so...
I would probably say the closest thing would be, in my opinion, flamer.
Flamer?
Flamer.
I never heard that.
It's a shorter word for flamboyant. Which you're normally...
I love flamboyant. I love this word. And I love the meaning, I love everything about it.
See, it would always make me think of buoyancy and fire, so I'd be like you're a floating fire.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's kind of powerful, flamboyant, like something like a phoenix.
See, I always I would use the word flamboyant to put myself down a lot. I didn't want to be known as that flamer, that generic gay kid, this, that, and the third. But regardless, it ended up happening because I was one of the only ones at my high school, or even at college. There's still really like 3 people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a lot of lesbians, but there's not a lot of gay guys who are out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like the feminine portion of myself. It's a hot or not situation. Either there'll be days where I'll embrace it and I'll be completely, yeah, I might be a lady on the outside. Call me a straight woman. Or I'll be disgusted by it. Yeah.
Like how?
There'll be moments where I wish I could, per se, feel normal. Whether normal is boring or not.
Yeah.
But fit the cookie cutter mold of what a male should be. So it was always like, especially growing up into this world, it was a very tip the scale type situation. One way to make that person inside of me happy while still being able to fit into the idea of what you are expected to be. Find that happy medium. I mean, crap, there are still days now where I'm just like, maybe I should just be a woman.
I've been successful so far, you know, like the models like the painting, so.
I'm gonna make sure to be the first one who hates it. I'm gonna break it right in front of you.
Yeah, I'm always concerned about that. Like, oh my god, I don't know. So.
Like, I can't wait to see how you try to capture this blue hair.
Yeah, I still don't get the blue hair, so.
Lots of white, lots of white.
I'm afraid of it.